Hey guys, welcome to Pajama Let's Play. I'm Michelle, host of Pajama Let's Play, where we talk all things Kingdom Hearts. Today, I'll be discussing how Unreality, as Ansem the Wise put it, is simply a parallel universe that features Square Enix instead of Disney. But before we get into all that, make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, and check out my Patreon. All of those things are in the description box down below. I'm going to be showing clips from Melody of Memory and Remind, so if you haven't played those yet, I suggest doing that first, then coming back to this. For everyone else, let's get a little reminder about what we know about Unreality. This one clip will sum up everything they've deduced.
Not of light or darkness, but on the other side?
I've never heard of a place like that.
Something else he said perplexes me. Your voice can't reach us. I'm certain of where your heart is.
You would assume that he's referring to the realm of darkness, but that clearly isn't the case here, wouldn't you say?
Where voices can't reach. The other side of our world. Of reality. Unreality. A fictional world.
So that's not a lot to go on. There is a little bit more learned after that in Melody of Memory, when the fairy godmother, Riku, and Kairi go to visit the Nameless star. I'll give you the highlights of that conversation.
But how exactly can she help?
It's simple. She came from the world on the other side.
What? Huh?
You see, she's very special. Her form was taken from her, but she managed to find her way here. If she goes back to her world, her heart will certainly be stolen. Right, dear?
Oh, yes. It seems you know a lot about me.
A little. And I would use my magic to change you back if I could. But I'm afraid that's impossible while you're in this form. Don't fret, though. I believe that we'll find a way to make your dream come true very soon.
My dream? Come true?
Yeah, still not a lot to go on. Thankfully, we are given the benefit of seeing what Sora learns before he becomes lost. Let's start with his interaction with the Nameless star.
So, whose heart are you?
No one's anymore. They took away my name. Everything about me.
No way! They couldn't have taken away your heart.
Only because it pines for another.
Yeah? Someone's coming for you?
I cannot be certain. He's been changed beyond recognition. His heart replaced with another's. But were he to regain his old self again, he would be distressed by my absence.
Okay, so we still don't know a lot about Quadratum, but that was a lot of information about the Nameless star. And we know Quadratum is her homeworld. And thankfully, there is enough evidence to have the majority of the internet agree that she is Stella from Final Fantasy Versus XIII. For those who aren't aware, Versus was a passion project for Nomura. However, mostly due to many circumstances beyond his control, he was forced to step down and pass the project on to someone else. He then returned to working on Kingdom Hearts 3, starting with the Toy Story World, and Versus got transformed into Final Fantasy XV. Back to the Nameless star. In Versus, Noctis' love interest was a woman named Stella, and he spends the whole game trying to find her. Notice this card right here. I've linked a video of someone who had an interview with an anonymous source who seems to be credible, who describes the plot of Versus XIII. According to that anonymous source, Stella was actually a hallucination brought on by a drug called Luna Talistrium, Luna for short. It causes a sort of lucid dreaming state while conscious. It should also be noted here that Noctis in Versus was addicted to that drug, since the nuance will come in shortly. When the game became 15, Stella was taken out and the primary aspects of her were put into a character named Luna Freya Nox Fleuret. The whole story was made into something less dark and more favorable in places like China, where they have strict laws about what media is allowed to be sold. The main change in Noctis was having his eyes change from blue to red, and many believe this is the reason Yuzora has heterochromia of red and blue. So, is the Nameless star Stella? She says her name and everything about her was taken away. That fits. She says if Yuzora were to return to being Noctis, he would be distressed by her absence. That also fits because of the love story, but also because he's addicted to the drug that creates her image. Restoring her is not possible in this form, which also fits because Stella is now Luna Freya, and there's a non-disclosure agreement preventing Versus from coming to fruition anytime in the foreseeable future. I believe there's enough proof there to say with certainty the Nameless star is in fact Stella from Versus XIII. I know all of that is circumstantial, so let me show you one more clip from the Verum Rex commercial, but side by side with the clip from the Versus trailer with the woman who says her name is Stella. The woman on the left from the commercial looks like a brunette Stella from Versus on the right. Even the pretty lights are similar. Notice the card above me. Please check out that video. It's an in-depth analysis of every Easter egg in the Toy Story world that connects to Versus, even pointing out details in clothing and jewelry that I didn't catch myself. That video is also linked down below just for good measure. Okay, so we can definitively say that the Nameless star is Stella, Yuzora is Noctis redesigned to look like Sora and or Riku, and those other characters in the commercial are easy to figure out their roles in 15, and all of them were in Versus. This could be a nod to the Lost Project. It could be the developers being lazy enough to just pull elements left over from the transfer to 15, or it could be something much less exciting but more likely. Versus 13 will be a playable world, or 15 will be the playable world with a subplot about Versus. I believe Quadratum is simply a realm based on Square Enix games with some Disney cameos, and Versus 13/15 will be one of the playable worlds, no more significant than Olympus or Agrabah as playable worlds. I would love to have Versus come into the Kingdom Hearts series in such a way that would force the hands of those in charge to allow Versus to be made in full, but that's not going to happen. As I mentioned, there's a non-disclosure agreement. At a panel, Versus was mentioned by name, and Nomura openly asked if that was even allowed, and that he gets in trouble when he says anything more than a previous project. That implies there is a lot more going into that decision than any of us are aware of, and therefore it's not possible to bring it back in any substantive form. So why can't Unreality be one big world of just Versus? Short answer, because Kingdom Hearts doesn't work that way. There will always be many worlds for Sora to visit, many subplots that are less likely to be related to the whole story, and the fans have been begging for Final Fantasy worlds since the game's inception. To get an idea of what a realm of Square Enix would look like, let's start with seeing where Sora and Riku actually are. For anyone who has not been exposed to The World Ends With You beyond Dream Drop Distance, that city Sora is in is Shibuya, right where Neku wakes up to begin the Reaper's game. Also, notice that double tower-like building in the background with Riku? That can easily be seen in Insomnia, the city in Final Fantasy XV. This proves to me that Shibuya and Insomnia will each be playable worlds. However, they're not connected in a known universe. Therefore, Quadratum must be a realm of Square Enix games, not just devoted to a particular series. There are still many questions that I will attempt to answer, but this video will be used as the foundation for future theories. So what do you guys think? Is Quadratum just a way to prepare fans to lose Disney worlds? Is it a way to bring Versus to the forefront and force the hands of those in power to allow it to be made? Is there a different explanation that you like better? Tell me all about it in the comments. As always, thank you all for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed this theory. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all of the other things I'm supposed to ask you to do. Until next time.